Hello, my name's Graeme White. I'm a Professor of Chemical Engineering here at Heriot-Watt University, and I want to take you through a few of the features of the Chemical and Process Engineering programs that we offer. Chemical engineering at Heriot-Watt's been established for quite some time. We can date our history back to the beginning of the university, and I'm actually an alumnus of the university as well, so I know in depth what goes on in the program. Each university is different, and if you go around the community, especially in the UK, you'll see different universities that offer chemical engineering have a different flavour because of their research that we have. And our research spans quite a few different areas. We've got strong reputation in the oil and gas industry, the bioprocessing industry, and also now in the carbon capture sector as well. But a lot of what we do in those areas has a foundation in things like separations, fluid mechanics, heat transfer, computer-based modelling, particle processing. So you'll see a lot of the subjects that we teach in our programs have actually got embedded in them a lot of the examples that we draw on from that research. We have quite a large community across all the three campuses. The majority of staff are chemical engineers or hope to become members of the chemical engineering professional body that we serve, that we'll talk about in a minute or two. The undergraduate community is also large, something like over about 500 students across the three campuses. And because of the way that Heriot-Watt delivers its programs, we have an active Go Global program as well. So we see students often transferring from Malaysia to the Edinburgh campus, and often also in Dubai as well. So that's growing as we grow as well. One of the things that we're particularly proud of, two things I think. One is the industrial links that we have, the interaction with industry. And that is important to show that our teaching is up to date, we have the right balance of subjects, and our students get exposure to people who are practicing chemical engineering for the day-to-day job. Supporting that, we have a very active industrial advisory board. This is made up of members of the industrial community who are, majority of them are ex-Heriot-Watt, are Heriot-Watt graduates, I should say, and they've been, they represent a number of different fields. So we've got oil and gas, we've got the consultancies, we've got the bioprocessing industries, and it gives students a exposure to what the jobs are like within the industry. We have a strong emphasis on practical applications. I like to think of our programs as being very practically focused. We give the students a lot of practice in the group projects, presentation skills, transferable skills which they may find useful in other jobs, not just chemical and process engineering. The other thing that we're quite proud of is our strong student interaction between the staff. And that's, I think, to our benefit. And if you come round on a tour at some point in time, you speak to students, that you'll get the full exposure about what's it like to be a student at Heriot-Watt University and a student at chemical engineering. And we're quite proud of our students at all levels. Our degree programs have several features. One of them, key things I think that we have on our programs, is the accreditation by IChemE. IChemE is the professional body for chemical engineering programs across the UK and across the world. And we've recently gone through a re-accreditation process for that institution for all three campuses. Program structures, we have a fairly fixed structure within the chemical engineering subject areas, but there's a lot of interaction between the other disciplines. Mathematics and chemistry play a large part of the program structure, particularly in stages 1 and 2 of the program. And the other key thing that we'd like to see is the choice that students have, particularly in later years of the program. We're putting in systems to allow students to tailor their degrees, particularly in the MEng program, to work in different areas. And that's one of the key flexible natures of our program, particularly in the stage 5. Flexibility. So within the program itself, Transfer between MEng and BEng is possible. We operate under a Scottish system, so we have a bachelor's programme and a master's level programme, and transfer between those two is possible, but that's based on academic qualifications which are decided on at the end of stage 4. The other unique feature of the programmes at Heriot-Watt is the industrial engagement, and one of those unique features is the diploma in industrial training. The DIT is an option which is only available for students at Edinburgh, and it sees students taking a year out from the campus and going to work for a company. Now, this is a bit like the old sandwich courses that used to run in the UK. But what it allows the student to do is get a full year's experience in industry, working on a number of different topics which are relevant to the company. And we see that as a huge advantage to the student and also to the company. So when the student comes back into the university, they are fully aware of what is required to become a professional chemical engineer. The DIT is normally taken just before the last taught year of the programme. So for a BEng student, that will be between years 3 and 4. For an MEng student, that would be between years 4 and 5. That process is not automatic. It depends on the company having a position open for you, and then also for an interview process. So you are interviewed by the company, and if the company likes to take you on, then you will be on this program for the next year. Student placement can be anywhere in the world. We've had students placed in France, in Singapore, I think, Japan, Germany. And we used to have placements in the US as well. So we're open to having students placed across the world in this for the DIT. The DIT year does count towards your industrial experience. Part of the role of becoming a chartered engineer is to have a placement, have 3 years experience after you graduate. The DIT counts to one of those years. Now, this programme is only available at the Edinburgh campus, although we hope to launch it soon in the Malaysia and Dubai. In terms of careers, chemical engineering is a very broad-based discipline. It has lots of opportunities within industry, different types of industry. And some of these industries are the oil and gas sector, the pharmaceutical sector, the fine chemical sector, the food and beverage sector. Now, these might involve you designing chemical processes, designing separation processes. It also can be you managing the processes which are already in operation, or it could be part of the sales teams as well. So there's lots of different types of jobs that you can go into. We're called chemical and process engineering for a reason, because particularly the jobs that you see advertised will be for process engineers, and these are really engineers with a chemical and process background. So the quote that you see on the top of the screen is from Andrew Scott. Andrew is a member of our Industrial Advisory Board, and he has had a lot of experience within the industry and also within seeing our students translate between the courses, the program, and also when they get into industry. So this is an overview of the academic year, where we often get asked questions about what does the university academic year look like. And at Heriot-Watt, we run 2 12-week semesters with exams and vacation time, as you see indicated at the end of those periods. That's a standard format for all programs within Heriot-Watt. 4 courses per semester. These can be standalone programs, courses, or there can be a mixture of tutorial and lecture work. Typically 3 to 5 hours per week per course, and that includes, as I said, tutorial work where students are working on problems. It could be face-to-face lectures, it could be lab classes, or it could be design projects as well. We have a range of industrial speakers coming in, and these normally happen in the earlier stages of the program, also at the senior levels as well, stages 4 and 5. Program outline, then many of the chemical engineering programs in the country tend to follow the same pattern because of the requirements of the iChemE to try and teach you very specific topics. And in our case, we've designed the program so that at the early stages, you're covering basic mathematics, chemistry, which might be familiar to you from school. There's also an introduction to the industry as well, the process engineering. That builds in stage 2. In stage 2, we introduce more core topics, so fluid mechanics, heat transfer, and these names you will see on quite a few different university prospectuses. Stage 3 is the start of where we introduce you to more advanced topics, separation processes. Control and safety is also there. Safety is a very important aspect of what a chemical and process engineer will do, so that's why we have a course which is dedicated for that topic. Sustainability is also a key topic, and also awareness of the business environment, cost economics, project planning, so that appears in stage 3. Stage 4 and 5 is a little bit more open, flexible, because of the options that we put into that stage to make the MEng a little bit more interested, a bit more focused on the type of industry that students might want to eventually go into. Timetables. It's interesting just to see the timetables, I think, just to give you a flavour that these 3 to 5 hour contacts hours per course per week, they build up to quite a hefty programme. And you'll see blank spaces there for working on your own in the library or in groups, and you'll see the block sections in there. So we try and introduce topics in size chunks where students can learn and then get experience of the actual problem-solving sessions later on in the programme. So that's the end of my presentation. If you've got any questions, then please feel free to email us and we'll attempt to get some answers to you very quickly. Thank you.